Welcome back to the Daily Hunt. I'm Henry Hunt. I'm a trader, investor, and I'm currently in the top 15 traders in the US Investing Championship. And today, like every other day, I'll be covering a broad analysis of the markets, give you my insights, what opportunities I'm looking for in the markets. And we're going to be covering stocks, crypto, and macros. So let's get right into it. Right. So here we are with the S&P 500. As you can see, if you went and watched my analysis yesterday, the general idea here is either we're going to get this overextension, and I'll explain a little bit later why I think we can get a bit of an overextension here, and then a dip back to the channel, or we breach the channel, the 10 EMA, 20 EMA, then breach the channel, and we go all the way down to around 6,100 to about 6,000 on the S&P 500. Now, the main thing here is we're still seeing bearish divergence developing. It is looking like it's consolidating here, maybe for a few days, maybe for a few weeks before we get this pump up or a move down. So we have to be very cautious. This could coincide with the FOMC minutes coming out on Wednesday. We have those coming out tomorrow. And then we have Jerome Powell speaking on Friday. So we could see something happening around Wednesday or even Friday. I think those will be the two key events. We have some housing starts and building permits figures here, but I don't think they're going to be that significant. S&P's looking like it's consolidating, and potentially we have that bearish divergence. NASDAQ, same. That dip to the 10 EMA, and the overextension for me is this 24,100 level. I think that could be a nice area for final pump, a final overextension, blow the top off, move. We could still have the bearish divergence, even though we might get that blow the top off move, and then we sell off. So I'm watching very carefully the RSI and this final move here in the markets before a dip. I do think we're gonna have to get a dip very, very soon. So I'm being very cautious in terms of position size, and we're going to be covering that a little bit later on as well. I just want to cover the analysis here broadly for the S&P, NASDAQ, and then also the Russell. As you can see here, we have this move going up higher. Yesterday, I mentioned that we should also be looking at this one here. I think it's plus Oracle plus AVGO. A very, very important chart in my opinion. As you can see here, a channel that just keeps on grinding up higher. And the reason why we could get that pump higher is the support on the 20 EMA. It's proven to be a key moment, or just above the 20 EMA, where we get a move higher. However, this is looking more like a consolidation, final move up higher, maybe a double top or a lower low, a lower high, and then a move down. We have seen the bearish divergence already develop here, and we have seen a key zone being broken around the 50, around the 60 area on the RSI. So I think we could potentially be getting an unexpected move up higher, then a sell-off. I think that will be the play. If I was in a position to manipulate the markets, that's probably what I would do. I'm not saying the markets are being manipulated. I'm just saying that that's the play from potentially institutions and how I would play it out as well. A move up higher and then a dump to trap a few more bulls in this in this move. The VIX, we saw the VIX go move a little bit higher yesterday. For me, this level is very, very important. And then this level, it's a mean reversion here. And now I'm going to go into some of the mean reversion things that I look at as well. I am a very methodical trader, so I like to go into mean reversions, looking into, when those zones are going to be tested, and then what the price is. Dynamic support and resistance is very important for me as well. But if we go into this chart right here, and we go to the VIX, seeing as we covered the VIX, I want to cover the mean reversion zones on the VIX, right? So the VIX measures fear and greed. As you can see here, there is this level around the 14 point something to around 15, where if it tests that, we're going to see a fear heighten or a dip in the markets, essentially. And that's exactly what's happened. And we've kind of hit this mean reversion zone a few times. So once, twice, and I think we can go again to around 20. And I think if we go to 20, it's probably a good time to buy, or just above 20, it'll be a good time to buy the markets. And that's what I'm waiting for. For that overextension, we could see the move go all the way down to around 12.8 to 12.3. Historically, we've seen that level around 12.8 be tested quite often, or the zone around 12, before a significant dip in the markets. That's what I'm looking at in terms of the mean reversion. With the overextensions, we have S&P 500. As you can see here, that overextension zone I mentioned would take us to 6,500, maybe even 6,600. And then we should be overbought here. And it should be a market where we see that dip, and the dip is again 6,200. We have a little bit lower, maybe 6,100. We'll have to see, but these are the levels I'm looking at. Again, the NASDAQ overextension here, which coincides with the other overextension that I mentioned on my other chart a couple of minutes ago. And I think it's looking very likely that we're going to get this overextension. Final pump, bearish divergence on the RSI and price, and then we get sell-offs. It's looking nice for potential little pump and then a sell-off. So we have to be very cautious because it could come at any time. The pump is something that we might just benefit from and make a couple percent on our portfolio, which I think it's in this market condition now, it's pretty good to make a few percent. That's the S&P, that's the NASDAQ, the Russell as well. Very similar setup here, a little bit higher just because the Russell has been lagging behind. Small caps are lagging behind, but I do think that we're probably going to get that little pump just because of this as well. The Russell typically gets sell-offs here on this overextension zones, as you can see. Can go a little bit higher, of course, on euphoric buying. I personally think we're around that zone where we could get the dip now, or we could go that overextension, which again, what I've been mentioning the whole video and the previous video. I was speaking about Palantir and the Mag 7 and Oracle and AVGO being that chart being something significant as well, because they've been some of the best performing stocks, and also capture what's been dragging the markets higher. On the bullish side, if we do get the overextension, maybe money starts rotating into medium caps. I'm very cautious about rotations. I personally think the market's just very focused on Nvidia and some of the big players. So we're going to get very, very little rotation in terms of those plays. But I think I'll keep it with that for today. There'll be some other insights maybe tomorrow when we see a better picture after today. But this is pre-market. Today, Tuesday. Let's go now into crypto. I'll stick with this chart here. Actually, I'll go to my regular chart, which is where I have a lot of my analysis here. We saw this sell-off. A key moment for me will probably be the 10 moving under the 20. We've seen RSI drop down, and we're probably going to go all the way down to 30 here by the looks of it. And it could be a nice, yesterday was a nice trading opportunity. And again, I didn't take the trade. I think for me, it'll probably be like around this area of 15, 14 point something where I'd want to take that trade. I think it's a little bit more secure. And one of the main reasons is the 1 hourly chart looks like it wants to move a little bit higher. We move a little bit higher, become overbought on the 1 hourly, and then I would look to take that short. So I'm trying to see if the market has buying power, and the 1 hourly has given me a bit of insight here as to there being some sort of buying power. And if we can move a little bit higher, trap some of these bears liquidate them, then I think we can go bearish again, and we can even trap in a few bulls, and then we can go in bearish, and that will probably be the play that I'll be looking for. So today closes red, tomorrow closes green, we get a retest, rejection. The following day, which will probably be, so today is Tuesday, Wednesday, tomorrow green, Thursday red. Thursday will be the trading opportunity, and then maybe Friday follow through with Jerome Powell speaking. And this is how I kind of connect the scenarios in my mind, but with the fundamentals. So that's what I'm kind of seeing here with Bitcoin. I'm in no rush to take this short. Yes, it kind of retested this trend line, but it could go a little bit higher here. Like I said, create a fake move long, trap a few people and traders, and then go short again with a move all the way down to, I think 110 is very likely, and then maybe 106k. So that'll be a 1 to 3 if we can get in at a good time, or 1 to 2. For me, that's good odds on my money, considering I have a over 50% win rate with my strategy. That's what I'm looking for on Bitcoin. Similar setup here with Ethereum. And with Ethereum, we are seeing that rejection on 10 EMA yesterday, and again going short. I've read and heard via my free members group, via some news. I haven't actually seen it myself, so I haven't verified it, but there's around, I think, 300 million that gets liquidated at around 4.1k. So the longs get liquidated there, and I think about a couple billion at 3.7, which for me is probably going to it's looking very likely here. And again, I think there'll be a few traps being set up. I'm in no rush to take the trade. It's just, for me, I'm still looking at long rather than short. I'm happy to kind of wait out and see the consolidation phase here, how it develops, and then we can take that trade and either long or short. But I think I'm happy to wait here and then maybe take the short and the long. For me, the long is the best trade here. Even if we go down a little bit lower, we're probably going to make a 1 to 1, 1 to 2 on the short, just because there's euphoric buy-in and a lot of demand at the moment for Ethereum. Whether that's the institutions and retail, I don't actually know, but I think retail is buying. Institutions are also buying. So with that in mind, for me, it's, even if we get a dip, we would be benefiting from a long more than a short. The risk reward is going to be nicer, and my overextension zone is 5.7k. So if we go into this chart here and go into Ethereum, it's the overextension zone, in my opinion, on the weekly, and that would be something that we can get in a very bullish scenario. But I think maybe we get 4k first, and then we go 5.7, and that would also be very, very good. Like I said, the 4k zone would probably be a nice buying zone, accumulating zone for everybody for that move up higher, and potentially an alt season this year. That's what I'm looking for. I do like the dip here. I just don't think it has good odds on my money, and it's the reason why I'm not too keen on taking many shorts at the moment. I think it's a bit too soon for crypto. With Bitcoin, in terms of the zones, we have 111,000 here, 110k. Like I said, it's a good zone, and then we probably go all the way up to 120 again, and then 130. 130 is the overextension zone, is what I would like to see, and then we can have a look at maybe 132 again, but it's on the weekly and the daily. We're getting these overextension zones are around this level. We usually get the sell-offs around these levels anyway. It's just whether that comes in now or comes in a bit later after the dip. For me, it's looking like the dip it will happen, yeah, it's let's see. So there's this kind of 50-50 zone that we're in right now, if I'm being honest. And for me, I tend to stay out until the momentum comes in, until the proof comes in that we're going to get a move higher. And that's exactly what I've been doing for Bitcoin and Ethereum, but also for stocks. Bitcoin dominance, very important. Bitcoin has been oversold here, consolidating a little bit. think the dominance rises up and has to go back to a mean again. The next level below is 58%. Then we have the USD zone here, USDT dominance. It's looking like the dollar is strengthening. So we have the resistance zone here, potentially, and then the mean reversion to 4.5%. So we'll just have to see which one breaks first, but this will be a key breaking point. And then if we go to just my regular chart, so that would be the main play. And Ethereum has been very good to me. I mentioned in the last video. If you've watched the previous video, you probably know. But his USDT dominance, this is the key, right? So I'll put in another alert here. And if we get that break, we're looking very, very weak in crypto. That's what I'll be watching for. And then we have Bitcoin dominance. I think Bitcoin dominance is more about whether we're going to get an alt season or alts showing strength comparison to Bitcoin. That's just the wrong chart. And if we're looking at this scenario here, maybe we get that overextension, then we move up higher. Either way, I think it's looking a bit oversold here for Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin will gain dominance, and we'll have to see what happens. Consolidating means basically that it's probably just selling off equally. That's it. Yeah, there's there's nothing else. There's nothing significant happening the last 24 hours that, for me, would be like, yes, we can make a decision here. We can look at a long or a short or anything like that. The short, like I said, was the retest of the 10 EMA on the daily around this area, and that's what I would look for. Maybe tomorrow up, and then come back down. Kind of like a false sign of strength, and then boom, weakness. And then we go all the way with RSI to 30 level until the end of August. Okay, that's Bitcoin. Other coins I'm not going to cover. These ones I tend to just share and cover on my in my Discord group, where you can go join my Discord group with a link below in the bio of the video. The Discord group, I provide watch lists that I look at every day, market analysis and insights, macros, etc. throughout the day with some screenshots. So you're going to get maybe additional information on top of what I'm providing here in this video. Now I want to go quickly into the US dollar. So the Dixie, we'll analyze the Dixie here. Nice consolidation on the Dixie. I mentioned yesterday in the video that this is a key area. The US dollar breaks above here, we will get a sell-off. If not, then I want to see weakness, and I want to see the US dollar dropping under this trend line. At the moment, it's consolidation, right? That's what we're seeing on S&P, the US dollar, the crypto, Bitcoin. Even though there's a little bit of a tendency to be a bit, there's a sentiment of being a bit more short. It's mainly, I think, investors getting out and taking profit rather than actual short sellers. So we haven't gone short yet, and I think this could be a key pivot point if we go underneath this area here that I'm marking right now, and then we can get a domino effect when we go even lower. We have to see. So if this goes lower, we go long S&P. If this goes higher, we go long US dollar, short S&P, short crypto, I think. Gold, look at gold. Gold continues that consolidation. I mentioned it yesterday that for me, if I'm being safe as a swing trader, yes, I could take maybe a trade around here on a breakout and just take that risk, maybe initial position. But if I'm being safe, I'd say the long is probably happening from 3.38 and the short is happening from maybe sub 3,300. So these are the levels I'm looking at, and I'm watching. I think gold is looking like it wants to go higher. I mentioned it before that we can get this overextension. And if we go into gold here on this chart, what are the levels? And we have plenty of room, right? So this was the overextension. And because we've been consolidating for a very, very long time, now we have this room for these overextensions again. The 3,500 could be a nice level. And then if the market really wants it, 3,700 is the level that I'm looking for. So because of this significant consolidation here, this level is very, very likely. The longer it consolidates, the longer it gets bought up, the better. The weekly also is giving me very nice consolidation here. Yes, on this chart, it doesn't look like it will continue up higher, but I think it can. And we've seen this huge, just constantly piercing through new levels with gold. So there's a significant demand for gold. I think there's a significant demand for safety at the same time as taking on risks. If you're building a portfolio, you could have bought gold, safety, while it's trending up higher. At the same time, you would have been able to buy into S&P 500 on these key dips. You could have bought bonds as well, made 5% on the bonds, 4 or 5% every year, and that would have been a killer diversified portfolio. So gold has been very, very good. Personally, I focus on growth stocks mainly, but yeah, gold is a key opportunity. I think I'll probably be looking for trades soon, and all of my watch lists will be shared on and in the Discord group. So, like I said earlier, go and subscribe to this channel, because I will be sharing videos every day. But also go and become part of the Discord group. It's complete for free. There is a free section. There is obviously a paid section as well. Just like everybody else, we do have certain things that we hold for paid members. But the free members section, just the watch list alone, will be a big help for you guys. And I'll show you some of the stuff that I've shared yesterday, and I've traded yesterday as well. So, gold, very good, and that's what I'm looking for. Natural gas as well. I mentioned it yesterday. I think go and watch the video yesterday for natural gas. Nothing really changed with natural gas there. Just a bit of a dip. I think maybe we're looking for like a lower low here. Just have to see how natural gas moves. But once it pierces this level, we are flying because of seasonality, because of September, October, November, December, winter months, natural gas rises. We look at all the kind of key winter periods. September, rise. We go to a previous September, right here, rise. Now, we don't know how much it's going to rise by, but I think it will have to rise. And this level here is very nice, $3.4 for natural gas. Everything else I won't really bother covering. There's a lot to cover, and I don't want to make this video too long, but I will be covering now some of the trades I took yesterday and what my portfolio is looking like. So IQ was a big, kind of an unexpected trade. I like the setup here, and I thought we could go a little bit higher. We bought around this 1.99 level, and it's moved up significantly here. Went up as high as 22, 23%, I think, 25%. We'll just show you the risk reward on this. Right, so we went up to a 1 to 2.8, 27%. It's looking very good. There's talks about this becoming the Netflix of China, so a bit overextended here on the RSI on the 1 daily. Maybe we want some consolidation action. It's moved a bit too far away from the EMAs. There's certain things that make me want to maybe take off some profit. But I like it. I like the way it looks, and I think it can kind of consolidate, and I'll just keep it until it shows weakness. Tesla, we rebought. So we entered quite early in Tesla. We bought around this area here, as you can see. I exited up here, and I rebought yesterday around 333. So 333 I bought around. It's just around that area now. I just thought, nice bounce. Everything's looking bullish. Broken the structure. Retested that area of the structure, because we can draw this line up here as well. Not perfect, but there you go, something like that. And yeah, or this way. So it could be, it could be a retest. You could consider it as a retest. So move up higher, a higher low, and now I'm expecting a higher high. And even if we could just get this level here, it's a nice trade. AMPH. I sold this in profit. It's looking a little bit weak. I just really bought a bit yesterday around this area, and I think I'll just manage it. It's looking a bit overextended, to be honest, but I thought maybe we consolidate and then we move up higher one more with investors moving into security, moving into Healthcare. Don't know what I've done here. Maybe I'll just show somebody something. Till hasn't really moved. I think this was the area that I bought at. I think we're either a little bit up or a little bit down around this area. I like it, and I think we just have to break this. I might have been a bit early on this one. Just have to break this area at 29, maybe one more time, and then we can move up higher. Looking pretty good. Rebought this one. We had it. We've bought it a number of times. So we bought it here. We had it here as well. I just thought I think we bought it around 44 point something. I just thought maybe we get an overextension. Even if we get a retest, we get 1 to 2 here. So we can make another 2% on the portfolio if this moves well. It's looking pretty decent. I think this is a key resistance area, something like that. See? So we have to stay above this line, and we have to show some momentum. I think it's looking good, but maybe it fails. EPP, again, we've taken this trade here before. It's been a decent trade, and we're looking now to we rebought here, maybe for another extension of 1 to 2, 1 to 3, something like that. That's what we're looking for. I don't like the market overall, so I'm buying smaller sizes here. I'm not really buying aggressively. It's not the time to be aggressive. It's time to be a bit more cautious and manage positions carefully and position yourself in some of the better performing lead-in opportunities. I've shared some other ideas as well. We had ENGN, which I shared in the Discord, moved well yesterday. I think this is kind of the area that we want to be looking at today for a breakout. I would prefer a dip, a retest, consolidation, boom, a breakout. So I want more consolidation action here. And maybe I don't enter, and this is the reason why I haven't entered yet. So maybe we get another retest of this trend line. So squeeze here, and then move up higher. That's what I'm looking for on this one. SoFi keeps grinding up a little bit higher here. Very, very good. It's been a nice stock. TEM as well has been nice for the community. Some members have done really well on this one. Paid community. And we share this for free on the watch list. So yeah, it's done pretty well. All right, that's it for me for today. Please subscribe, comment, and like this video. It'll help with the algorithm. If you found some value in it, please go ahead and do that. Also, feel free to join my Discord group. I've mentioned a few times. It's completely for free. You're going to get watch lists, market insights, and macros. So you're going to be able to see what I'm watching, but not necessarily what I'm trading. So if you're a trader, you might want to see what I'm watching. Go and join there. Go and follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well for short form content. All the links are in the bio and the description below.